what sort of level of focus, first off, is there within the engineering community on sustainable? I mean, does sustainable engineering exist?
That's a really interesting question, actually. Sustainability means different things to different engineers, depending who you ask and depending which sector they work in. But my colleagues and I, we believe that sustainability engineering is the engineering that's required to make a transition from an unsustainable present to a sustainable future. Mm-hmm. And there's a term that we're using which is transition engineering. So any engineering that is required to make that change is what we call sustainability or transition engineering.
Mm-hmm. And what levels of expertise are there in this particular field around the world? You've come here armed with a document which demonstrates this kind of work that you and a group have been doing in 24 countries, helping to deliver sort of national energy plans next year. But what's the level of expertise around countries?
Okay, well, look, in each country, there's generally a professional association of which individual engineers can be a member. So I'm from the UK, and I'm a member of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers. And that institution is typical of different countries. There's the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, there's the Civil Engineers in the UK, there's the Danish Society of Engineers, and those are the organisations to which professional engineers belong. And those are the professional engineers at all levels, up to the very highest level. So these are the associations that you would go to if you want to find the highest level of engineering.
Mm-hmm. And just looking down the list of countries, so you've got the likes of China and India, Russia, USA, so all of the big markets. How far are would you as big countries, but how far are a lot of these countries off what you call a quality national energy plan? What are the main barriers in between them sort of developing more effective, I guess, greener energy strategies?
Okay, well, the first question, where are we in terms of different countries? And then I'll talk about the barriers in a minute. But where are we in different countries? Well, this initiative has only been going for about 4 years, since 2009, when Denmark was hosting the COP meeting. And the Danish Society of Engineers initiated the process of working with engineers from different countries to try to, first of all, gather the best practice. What does it mean in terms of good engineering to write a national energy and climate plan? So the Danes started with that process. We've so far got 24 national engineering associations involved, including those countries that you've mentioned. And of those, 13 have actually used the opportunity to write a national energy plan. Now, every single country does their energy policy differently, and there are different levels of engagement between government and engineers. The most effective so far in this project have been the European and Scandinavian countries. And in Denmark is a very good case study. They've gone a very long way down the line of collaborating with government to implement and then monitor and measure the results of their energy plan. But really all different countries are at different levels. And that's really why we see there's a need for all the engineers to work together to share best practice and develop best practice and find where there are pockets of best practice in different parts of the world. It's certainly not all in Europe or England, just because we're running it at the moment, and to share that. Now, you also asked about barriers to implementation. We recognise that in some countries, engineers and governments work very well together, and in some countries maybe less so. Some countries might have more resources than others. So we think it's important that if all of the engineers share best practice in a way that's based on data, honest science, honest and robust engineering, not party politics, not ideology, not that kind of thing, not media, not hype, then we can hopefully work with the governments so that all the governments can implement national energy and climate plans that work together and help sort out this problem that we're in at the moment.